Om Ganana Tva Ganapatikum Mavamahe Kavim Kavinam Momashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspada Anashrinvan Nodibesi Sadanam Shrimha Ganapataye Namaha Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Bhirvajivati Dhinam Vitriyavatu Maha Saraswati Namaha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha गुरुवे सर्वलोकानां विषये भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। अस्मिन् गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। देवीं वाचमजनयन्तदेवाः तां विश्वरूपा पशवो वदन्ति सा नो मन्दिरेषु मूर्जन्दुहाना धेनुर्वागस्मानुपतिष्ठुतैतो व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्ते पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। शिवशक्तिसमारम्भां भास्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मत्श्रीनाथपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्री ललिता महात्रिपुरसुंदरी समेत श्री चंद्रमौलीश्वराय नमः। श्री कांची कामकोटि पीठाधिपति जगद्गुरु श्री शंकराचार्य श्री चरणयोः प्रणामाः। स्वस्ति श्रीमदखिल भूमंडलालंकार त्रयत्रिंशत्कोटि देवता सेवित श्री कामाक्षी देवी सनाथ श्रीमद एकाम्बरनाथ श्री महादेवी सनाथ श्री हस्तिगिरिनाथ साक्षात्कार परमाधिष्ठान सत्यव्रत नामांकित कांची दिव्य क्षेत्रे शारदा मठ सुस्थितानां अतुलित सुधार समाधुर्य कमलासन कामिनी धम्मिल्ल संफुल्ल मल्लिका मालिका निष्यंद मकरंद झरी सौवस्तिक वांग निकुंभ विजृंभणानंद तुंदिलिति मनीषि मंडलानां अनवरताद्वैत विद्या विनोद रसिकानां निरंतरालंकृतीकृत शांति दांति भूम्नां सकल भुवन चक्र प्रतिष्ठापक श्री चक्र प्रतिष्ठा विख्यात यशोलंकृतानां निखिल पाषंड शंट कंटकोद्घाटनेन विशदीकृत वेद वेदांत मार्ग षण्मद प्रतिष्ठापकाचार्याणां श्रीमत् परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्यवर्य जगद्गुरु श्रीमत् शंकर भगवत्पादाचार्याणाम् अधिष्ठाने सिंहासनाभिषिक्त श्रीमत् चंद्रशेखरेन्द्र सरस्वती संयमीन्द्राणाम् अधिष्ठाने सिंहासनाभिषिक्त श्रीमत् जयेन्द्र सरस्वती संयमीन्द्राणाम् अन्तेवासिवर्य श्रीमत् शंकर विजयेन्द्र सरस्वती श्रीपादानां च चरणनलिनयोः सप्रश्रयं साञ्जलिबन्धं च नमस्कुर्मः। Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. There is one thing that I keep saying. Both of you can keep the video and unmute the mic also. Yeah. நீங்களும் mic unmute பண்ணிட்டு video unmute பண்ணிக்கோங்க. So I can see when you chant, I can see you all. There is what I was chanting. Do you all know what I chant in the beginning?
I have heard you a few times, but I'm not familiar with it.
Okay. Lada ji. Dr. Savita. Lataji, if you're speaking, we can't hear you. I can see some light coming in. It tells me that you're speaking, but I can't hear you. Audio check panikku. Now I can hear you. Yeah.
So maybe some prayers before you really start. Introductory prayers before you start. Guru Vandana and things like that.
Fair enough. So how many of you want to learn that?
I do.
It was also the Saraswati Vandana.
Yes.
And it is a vahanam of the self for learning this. So Guru Ganesh Vandana, Saraswati Vandana.
Yes.
Guru Vandana, and also inviting yourself for learning.
Yes. So first and the foremost is Ganapati Sukta, the first opening line. You turn on the videos, please. I can hear you also and see you also. When you chant after I chant, after Ganesha, we always worship the Ganesha first before we start anything, so that there are no obstacles. Nirvignam is what we pray to Ganesha. Then we pray to Saraswati, so that whatever comes out of our mouth, the diction is clean, good. But Vak Devi or Saraswati comes only after knowledge. If you don't have any knowledge to say, there is nothing that you can say. So we pray to the gurus, and when we say the gurus, we not just pray to the guru that is teaching you, but also the guru parampara. Because somebody taught me, somebody taught my guru, somebody taught my guru's guru, paramaguru. So then there is a hierarchy. Guru, paramaguru, parameshti guru, parapara guru. All the way you go to Adi Guru. In the after the Guru Vandana and by expressing my gratitude to the Guru Parampara, Guru Mandala, I have a Vedic Guru and I have a Sri Vidya Guru, so I worship both of them. Then we chant Swasti. Swasti is the appreciation of the Guru Parampara, which I follow Kanchi Parampara. There is a Sringeri Parampara, then there is a Ramanujacharya Parampara. So each Guru Parampara is different. So you can't go to the Ramanujacharya temple and chant Kanchi Parampara and vice versa. So I express my gratitude to all of them. The reason I start with all these things is that when you are coming from various places and different situations, you need to calm yourself down physically and mentally and start focus. So this helps in achieving all that. And that will keep your physical and mental ability to chant well and stay focused instead of gasping for breath or running a very high heartbeat that will impede your chanting. So if you all are interested, then I can share the script. There is also audio files in the shared folder, which you can download onto your iPhone as into iTunes and keep playing it again and again. And if still people are interested, then I can take a special class where I can teach all those things.
Please.
Yeah. லதாஜி நீங்களும் இது பண்ணிக்கிங்கல்ல, வீடியோவை ஆன் பண்ணிக்கிங்க. ஓம் ஸ்ரீ பரமாத்மனே நமஹ. நாராயணம் நமஸ்கிருத்ய நரம் சைவ நரோத்தமம் தேவீம் சரஸ்வதீம் வியாசம் ததோ ஜயமுதீரயேத். This is what we chant before we start the Vishnu Sahasranamam. So this class is without meaning, so I will just keep chanting the shlokas, which you can repeat twice after I chant. Again, those who are joining for the first time, it's typical in Vedas that you have meter, which is the chandas. And once you declare the chandas for a particular shloka, then you have to maintain it. You can't just keep varying it. So as I have explained in the first class, which I don't have to repeat, Akshara Shuddhi, Matra Shuddhi, Swara Shuddhi, Shruti Shuddhi, Layam, all of these attributes contribute to good and perfect chanting. Techniques of chanting is where you keep the focus, you do the grouping of the aksharas in such a way that it facilitates your ability to roll your tongue and switch from Mahaprana to soft consonants and back and forth effortlessly. And the words will flow automatically if you maintain the group. Tamilians, I can give that example, but others may not appreciate. Chukumo, Lagumi, Tipili, you must have heard of if you are old enough. So if you don't do the grouping properly, then you will not know what words you are chanting. So pay attention to the grouping that I give, because Sanskrit is one language where you can write an entire book in one word, or you can break it down to the most derivative letters, the root form of the letters. But there are rules applied when you combine it. And especially if you have Visarga, which is the colon, 2 dots. There are about 85 sandhis for substitution. Visarga sandhis means Namaha plus Astu will become Namostu. Namaha Shivaya will become Namah Shivaya. So Visarga substitution, there are 85 rules. Again, I have conducted about 9 classes taking the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, those 20% of the Visarga sandhis are useful. Quite a lot of time, half of the next syllable is what you need to use. You don't chant For example, if you take shloka number 7, Yudhishthiraha, then Shantanavam. You never chant like Yudhishthiraha Shantanavam Punarevabhya Bhashit. The Visarga will be substituted by Yudhishthirash Shantanavam. The only place where the Visarga will be chanted as it is when it is followed by Ksha. Instead of Shantanavam, had it been Kshantanavam, then you will say Yudhishthiraha Kshantanavam. So there are 9 weeks of those classes of Visarga Sandhi. Scripts are also there in shared folder. You can download that. You can watch those 9 weeks of classes. There is another thing that you need to know is the Avagraha, which is like a letter S, which you will see clearly now because the script is corrected. Namaha plus Astu. Again, take the same example. When Visarga goes, substituted by the A becomes O. Namo. But the meter is changed because you are dropping that one Visarga. So you put a filler. After Mo, there is the Avagraha, the letter S. So you drag the Mo, which is 2 matra, to 1 more matra. Namostu. Namostu. So many people in groups, if they have not learned it that right way, they don't give that Avagraha. They will rush. Or some people will suddenly say Namo Astu, which is absolutely wrong because the original words were Namaha and Astu. There was nothing like Namo Astu. You either say Namaha Astu or Namostu. Don't introduce a in between. This is as much I want to teach about Sanskrit grammar. I don't want to go beyond this because then people forget what they wanted to learn. I learned it the hard way in Soundarya class. I went too technical. People got thoroughly confused, almost quit the class. They said, you please teach us what we wanted to learn. Then I made one permanent apology to gods. I said, I will cannibalize these shlokas. I will teach them the phonetic way because the aim is to teach people how to chant. So don't mind me cannibalizing the words, which may be technically incorrect. And I paid the price for doing that. When a person again with same name as me, Shivakumar R, started trolling me heavily on YouTube. Because the person had a sole agenda of trolling me and abusing me. He didn't see the previous YouTube videos where I have explained like this, why I'm doing what I'm doing. Then I blocked him. There was no other reason because you can't fight back on YouTube. With so many disclaimers, let us get to the shlokas. So again, if you don't mind, both of you, if you can turn the video on, it will help me follow you and correct you when I'm seeing you or chanting. So the rule is, again, we will do Padabhedam, word by word, two times. Then we'll combine the entire thing, shloka, in one shot. That you chant only one time. The time you take when you start after I finish, or after you finish first time and you start second time. When you finish second time, I start the next one. That timing has to be consistent, uniform. It can't go more or less. So while you're chanting, you also hear other people and make some slight adjustment to keep in sync. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Namas samasta bhutanam.
Namas
Samasta bhutanam. Namasamasta bhutanam.
Adi bhutaya bhubhrite.
Adi bhutaya bhubrite. Adi bhutaya bhubrite.
Namas samasta bhutanam adi bhutaya bhubhrite. One correction. When I am splitting it, I had to split it. Adi bhutanam adi bhutaya bhubrite. I had to split it instead of saying madi bhutaya, which will be very misleading. When you combine it, you have to say bhutana madhi bhutaya. Im plus a becomes ma. Don't break it and say adi. Okay. Aneka rupa rupaya.
Aneka rupa rupaya. अनेकरूपरूपाय
विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे
Vishnave
अनेकरूपरूपाय विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे ॐ नमो विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे
Om Namo Vishnave Prabhavishnave. Om Namo Vishnave.
Yeah, if any one of you is chanting or finishing early and somebody is chanting slow, recalibrate and readjust the layam, right? Here, V, after V, it is Pushpa Sha, not the Shambho Sha. So, a tip, again, Sanskritam is the only language on planet Earth where the rules for chanting each akshara is well defined within the language itself. Okay, whether it is coming from the guttural or you have to press the upper palate or the front palate or the tongue has to be held tight. Each of those things have been technically defined, how the akshara has to be chanted. So, any Mahaprana, Shambho, Bhavani, Bha, all you take the air from the Nabhi and all the way, it should come down like literally Ha. We are trained to say Mahalakshmi, Mahalakshmi. It is Mahalakshmi, Ha. Same way Bhavani, Bha has to come from the Nabhi. But softer aksharas are chanted from the front of the mouth. Vish, Ish, Vishnave. Vishnave. You try to put the teeth in the tongue in the front and latch it and then chant. Whereas Vish, Ish means you're holding the tongue up on the palate and then chanting it. Vish. So even if you don't get it right in the class, after the class, YouTube or Pate, you can rewind the YouTube and practice it. Shri Vaishampayana Uvacha. If the Shruti is high, you can go to the lower octave. But if you're comfortable, you can chant that way, no problem.
Shri Vaishampayana.
Again, correction here. Don't try to combine it like Vaishampayana Uvacha. That doesn't make sense. Uvacha means you are hearing it through Vaishampayana. So Shri Vaishampayana Uvacha Na Uvacha. That break is important. Yeah, please. Good. Perfect. Correct. Shrutva dharmana sheshena. Pavanani cha sarvashah. One of you is chanting a little too fast. You can slow down a little bit. Shrutva dharmana sheshena pavanani cha sarvashah. Very good. Yudhishthira Shantanavam. Punarevabhyabhashata. So Yudhi, Dhi is Dhanam Dhanyam Dha. Ish is again soft. So when you transition from again Dhi hard, Ish soft, Thi again hard, you will have to be able to practice that very easily. Like when you're learning on your own, try to practice. Don't chant the whole thing again and again. You can chant these key words, take those key combination, Yudhish, Yudhish, and then say Thira. And one other key rule that I've given, which you can follow very confidently, is any of the half syllable, you try to take it with the full syllable ahead of it. So here, ish will come with the, Yudish. That frees you up for Thera. Yudish, Thera. That is the trick. You follow, you do that anywhere. Punare, vab, yabhashata. It will be easy for chant and transition. Yudhishthira uvacha.
Yudhishthira uvacha. Yudhishthira uvacha.
Do you know what we are getting into now?
Yudhishthira is saying.
Yudhishthira is asking 6 questions to Bhishma Pitama. That is what it is. Yudhishthira uvacha. And I had started with this at the beginning of the first class with meaning. So those who attended there will know that. Kimekam daivatam loke. Kim vapyekam. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Kimekam daivatam loke.
Kimekam daivatam loke. Kimekam daivatam loke.
Kim vapyekam parayanam.
Kim vapyekam parayanam.
Yanam.
Yanam.
Yeah, that is called halant at the end. If you see if you are using Devanagari script, below the ma you will see a cross line that is called halant. That means you have to bounce it a little bit. You don't apply a break like parayanam. You don't stop like that. Parayanam. No vowel to be added. Not ma, not mu or any other vowel, but parayanam. That's it. Correct. So, stuvantah kam kamarchantah.
Stuvantah kam kamarchantah. Stuvantah kam kamarchantah.
Kamarchantah will become if ph, not f. Again, if you see my face, that is why I said if I can see you on the video, I'll be able to correct it. If you say kamarchantah, this is wrong. This is f. We want if ph. Just like you're closing your lip, but you're blowing air through the balloon. If you close both the lip together, it becomes ip, p. If you close it with the small hole available there, it is ph. So kamarchantah prapnuyurmanavash shubham.
Prapnuyurmanavash shubham. Prapnuyurmanavash shubham.
Stuvantah kam kamarchantah prapnuyurmanavash shubham.
Stuvantah kam kamarchantah. Prapnuyurmanavash shubham.
Ko dharma sarvadharmanam.
Ko dharma sarvadharmanam. Ko dharma sarvadharmanam.
Bhavatah paramo matah.
Bhavatah paramo matah. Bhavatah paramo matah.
Ko dharma sarvadharmanam. Bhavatah paramo matah.
Ko dharma sarvadharmanam. Bhavatah paramo matah.
Kim japan muchyate jantur.
Kim japan muchyate jantur. Kim japan muchyate jantur.
Janma samsara bandhanat.
जन्म संसार बंधनात् जन्म संसार बंधनात्
Lataji, your mic is muted in case you have not realized it. In case you have done it intentionally, that is fine. Kim japan muchyate jantur janma samsara bandhanat.
जन्म संसार बंधनात्
Bhishma uvacha.
भीष्म उवाच
Again, Bhishma uvacha. You have to give a gap and say uvacha. Bhishma uvacha.
भीष्म उवाच
Correct. What is the meaning of that?
Bhishma
Bhishma Pitama is responding.
responded.
Also, depending on your background, you may want to know whenever we take the names of some seniors like that, we say with Bhishma Pitama or Bhishma Ji or with some respect. We'll never say Bhishma. Bhishma said this.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. I've learned it the hard way. I used to be saying the same thing when I was a child. I got corrected, so I learned. No big deal. Jagat Prabhum Deva Deva Manantam.
जगत् प्रभुं देवदेवमनन्तं जगत् प्रभुं देवदेवमनन्तं
Purushottamam.
पुरुषोत्तमं
Jagat Prabhum Deva Deva Manantam Purushottamam.
जगत् प्रभुं देवदेवमनन्तं पुरुषोत्तमं
Stuvannama Sahasrena.
स्तुवन्नाम सहस्रेण
Correct. Here again, I'm going to correct it if you want to be very technically perfect in your chanting. Sahasrena. You see the way I'm ending the na? Based on your background, depending on your Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada, those aksharas, dictions change. Some people will say strena, it will go in a slightly flattened or extended attack. When you start listening and your own voice and you feel that you're doing that, go back to the basics. You say so it should come as not na. Sahasrena. The slant should not come there, right?
It's Sahasrena or Sahasrena?
Srena. Sahasra means thousand. Sahasrena.
Sahasradhana, yeah.
Sahasrena. I'm talking of Rana. How you end in Rana.
Understood.
Purushasatatot theta. Here again apply the rule. It will be going with tot. So once you take the it away from the thi, you are free to say thitaha. Thi is hard, ta is soft. Purushasatatot theta.
Purushasatatothitaha.
Super. Stuvannama sahasrena purushasatatothitaha.
Suvannama sahasrena purushasatatothitaha.
Super. Again, I may be giving too much of instruction in the beginning, but once you learn it the right way, all the shlokas you will learn and chant the right way. If you continue to make mistakes and learn, let's say 200 shlokas you learn that way, then you are going to correct 200 shlokas, unlearn and learn again, which is very difficult. So when you chant also, the reason for catching that half syllable with the previous full is satatot. You are giving that matra for it. If you are in a habit of chanting together, satatot hita, you will invariably gobble up the it and reduce the meter. So your meter also goes down. So every time you get next line, if you say namasyamscha, yamscha, ish also has to be heard very clearly. So you give time for chanting that akshara. Don't ride over it quickly. That is one of the reason why that rule is applied. So next one. Tameva charchayan nityam. You see how much time I'm giving for in. Yan nityam. Both have to be given justice. Tameva charchayan nityam.
Tameva charchayan nityam. Tameva charchayan nityam.
Bhaktya purushamavyayam.
Bhaktya purushamavyayam. Bhaktya purushamavyayam.
Tameva charchayan nityam. Bhaktya purushamavyayam.
Tameva charchayan nityam. Bhaktya purushamavyayam.
Dhyayan stuvan namasyansha.
Dhyayan stuvan namasyanscha. Dhyayan stuvan namasyanscha.
Yajamanastameva cha.
Yajamanastameva cha. Yajamanastameva cha.
Dhyayan stuvan namasyansha. Yajamanastameva cha.
Dhyayan stuvan namasyanscha. Yajamanastameva cha.
If you notice here, another nuance in chanting this is there are certain words after which there is a intended pause. You don't chant like Dhyayan Stuvan. You never chant like this. Dhyayan Stuvan Namasyansha. You don't rush it that way. If you go back and you see how you chanted, Dhyayan, that pause is automatically there. Some people go to the extent of putting some vertical arrow or something to indicate that you have to take a pause there. It becomes too complicated and you get too distracted. The best way is to remember what you learned and how you chanted. That is the easiest way to do that. Anadinidhanam Vishnum.
Anadinidhanam Vishnu. Anadinidhanam Vishnu.
Sarvalokamaheshwaram.
Sarvalokamaheshwaram. Sarvalokamaheshwaram.
Anadinidhanam Vishnum. Sarvalokamaheshwaram.
Anadinidhanam Vishnu. Sarvalokamaheshwaram.
Those who are Telugu, again, be very careful when you say Ishwara or Maheshwara. Telugu doesn't have Ish. Likewise, Gujarati also doesn't have Sha. For them, it is all Sa. But when you're chanting Sanskrit Shloka, you have to chant the way it was conceived, the way it was handed over to us. So you have to put that effort to chant those things the way we are chanting. Lokadhyaksham stuvan nityam.
Lokadhyaksham stuvan nityam. Lokadhyaksham stuvan nityam.
Now here, Sarva Dukha. The Visarga has to be chanted as almost like Dukha. It is not Dukha. Dukha. Dukhatigo. Kha. So it is a second ka. Ka, kha, ga, gha. Right? Sarva dukhatigo bhavet.
Sarva dukhatigo bhavet. Sarva dukhatigo bhavet.
Lokadhyaksham stuvan nityam sarva dukkhatigo bhavet.
लोकाध्यक्षं तु वन्नित्यं सर्वलोकाधिको भवेत्.
Now the next one again, I teach people as Brahmanyam. In the other classes I have said elaborate detail. People are used to saying Brahmanyam, Imha. Whereas technically it is Brahmanyam. I have always learned it as Brahmanyam. Especially Tamil people will always say Brahmanyam. If you are not very comfortable saying changing over, continue the way you're chanting in Tamil, that is fine. It is Brahmanyam Sarvadharmagnyam.
Brahmanyam Sarvadharmanyam. Brahmanyam Sarvadharmanyam.
Lokanam Kirtivardhanam.
Lokanam Kirtivardhanam. Lokanam Kirtivardhanam.
Brahmanyam Sarvadharmagnyam. Lokanam Kirtivardhanam.
Brahmanyam Sarvadharmagnyam. Lokanam Kirtivardhanam.
Lokanatham Mahadbhutam.
Lokanatham Mahadbhutam. Lokanatham Mahadbhutam.
Sarvabhuta Bhavodbhavam.
Sarvabhutabhavodbhavam. Sarvabhutabhavodbhavam.
Esha me sarvadharmanam.
Esha me sarvadharmanam. Esha me sarvadharmanam.
Yeah, all of you are chanting Rana correctly, but in case your Rana is not hard, you have to make it hard, like Veena. In Tamil, we say Munushuina, Rana Varna. Veena. After Mo, again, the next word has got Avagraha. Dharmo, Dharmo. Without the Avagraha, I would have said Dharmo. Because the Avagraha is there. Dharmo, Dhikatamo, Mataha. After Mo, there is no Avagraha.
No Avagraha.
I know, it is by default, you will come to putting an Avagraha there also. So you have to control that. And I was waiting for it because that normally is the practice. Dharmo, Dhikatamo, Mataha.
Dharmo Dhikatamo Mataha.
Perfect. Esha me sarvadharmanam dharmo dhikatamo mataha.
Esha me sarvadharmanam dharmo dhikatamo mataha.
Yad bhaktya pundarikaksham.
Yad bhaktya pundarikaksham. Yad bhaktya pundarikaksham.
Now the next word is stavairar chain naras sada. Stavai. Yeah, stavairar chain naras sada. So grouping, catch the grouping that I'm giving you, so you will never fumble. Stavai rarar. Stavairar chain naras sada. Correct. Chain naras sada. Correct. Yad perfect. Yad bhaktya pundarikaksham stavairar chain naras sada.
Yad bhaktya pundarikaksham stavairar chain naras sada.
Paramam yo mahattejah
Paramamyo Mahattejas. Paramamyo Mahattejas.
Paramam yo mahattapah.
Paramamyo Mahattapah. Paramamyo Mahattapah.
Tell me what is the nuance in the last part that we chanted?
Just
There is a slight pause after mahat.
Mahattavaha.
Correct. Okay, so tapaha. All Tamilians have to be very careful about that. Normally we are used to saying tapaha. கொஞ்சம் பா மாதிரி வந்துரும். It is tapaha. பார்வதியோட பா. Tapaha.
Paramamyor Mahattavaha.
Correct. After the eighth, there is a slight pause. Paramam yo mahatteja. Paramam yo mahattapaha.
Paramamyo Mahattejas. Paramamyo Mahattapah.
Paramam yo mahat brahma.
Paramamyo Mahatbrahma.
Paramamyo Mahatbrahma.
Brahma.
Paramam yah parayanam.
Paramamyo Parayanam. Paramamyo Parayanam.
Paramam yo mahat brahma. Paramam yah parayanam.
Paramamyo Brahma. Paramamyo Parayanam.
Pavitranam pavitram yo.
Pavitranyo.
Mangalanam cha mangalam.
Mangalanam cha mangalam. Mangalanam cha mangalam.
Daivatam daivatanam cha.
Daivatam
Bhutanam yo vyayah pita. After yo there is avagraha. So yo vyayah pita. Correct. Bhutanam yo vyayah pita. Daivatam daivatanam cha. Bhutanam yo vyayah pita.
Daivatam
Yatas sarvani bhutani. Again here, if you see, the way I am chanting sarvani and bhutani, first is na, the second one is na. And you have to apply the break. Sarvani, because it is hrasvam, it is not dheergam. So you should not allow that to drag. You can't say yatas sarvani bhutani ni na, it becomes dheergam. It is bhutani. Break podam. Bhavantyadi yugagame. Yatas sarvani bhutani bhavantyadi yugagame.
Yatas sarvani bhutani bhavantyadi yugagame.
Yasminscha pralayam yanti.
Yasmin pralayam yanti. Yasminscha pralayam yanti.
Lataji, நீங்க சொல்லுங்க. What happened?
Yasmin cha pralayam yanti.
You got distracted with the notification? Don't worry about it.
I have a Yasmin Shava Yasmin.
Minshcha.
Okay.
Mincha.
Yeah. Technically, if you see, it is called Anuswara. The dot above the ma.
Correct.
If it is followed by ish, you can say minshcha or mimsh. Both are okay. Yeah. சொல்லுங்க நீங்க லதா.
Yasmin cha pralayam yanti.
Punareva yugakshaye.
Punareva yugakshaye.
Punareva
Punareva
yugakshaye.
yugakshaye.
Yeah, Dr. Savita, your mic is muted in case you didn't know that, or if you have done it intentionally, okay. Yasminsha pralayam yanti punareva yugakshaye.
Yasminscha pralayam yanti. Punareva yugakshaye.
Tasya loka pradhanasya.
Tasya loka pradhanasya.
Thank you for committing that mistake.
Tasya loka
Because when you make such,
pradhanasya.
when you make such mistakes, my resume goes up. I'll say, I told you so. It is natural for people to add a ip there. There is no ip.
Okay.
Now you play your YouTube, you'll hear your Loka Pradhanasya. It is Loka Pradhanasya. Tasya Loka Pradhanasya.
Tasya loka pradhanasya. Tasya loka pradhanasya.
Jagannathasya Bhupate.
Jagannathasya bhupate. Jagannathasya bhupate.
Tasya Loka Pradhanasya. Jagannathasya Bhupate.
Tasya loka pradhanasya. Jagannathasya bhupate.
Vishnur Nama Sahasram me.
Vishnu nama sahasram me. Vishnu nama sahasram me.
One of you dragged the matra a little bit more, so I'm going to repeat it again. Vishnur Nama Sahasram me.
Vishnu nama sahasram me.
Perfect. Shrunu. Shru hard. Runu hard. Shrunu Papa Bhayapaham.
Shrunu papabhayapaham. Shrunu papabhayapaham.
Vishnur Nama Sahasram me. Shrunu Papa Bhayapaham.
Vishnu nama sahasram me. Shrunu papabhayapaham.
Yani Namani Gaunani.
Yani namani gaunani. Yani namani gaunani.
Vihya. Ikh வந்து ஹார்டா இருக்கணும். கவோட half. Vihyatani Mahatmanah.
Vihyatani mahatmanah.
Yani Namani Gaunani. Vihyatani Mahatmanah.
Yani namani gaunani. Vihyatani mahatmanah.
Rishibhih Parigitani. Here, R has to be with the lips open. R, Rishi Mari, Rishi. It is not Rudra Ru. So make sure that you chant it. Rishibhih parigitani.
ऋषिभिः परिगीतानि
Tani bhakshyami bhutaye.
तानि वक्ष्यामि भूतये तानि वक्ष्यामि भूतये
Rishirnam sahasrasya.
ऋषिर्नाम सहस्रस्य ऋषिर्नाम सहस्रस्य
Veda vyaso mahamunihi.
वेदव्यासो महामुनिः वेदव्यासो महामुनिः
Rishirnam sahasrasya. Veda vyaso mahamunihi.
ऋषिर्नाम सहस्रस्य वेदव्यासो महामुनिः
Chando Nushtup. Can anybody say what this is?
Chandaha Anushtupaha.
Correct. So this is one of the meters.
Yes.
Do you know how many meters are there total? Can you tell any other meter that you know, popular one? Gayatri meter is the most popular one, 24 syllables. Gayatri is a meter. So Anushtup, Trishtup, this way there are about 36 meters.
What is this meter exactly?
Aditalam, Rupakatalam. What is it? It defines the number.
Rhythm.
Rhythmல வந்து like for example இப்போ விஷ்ணு நாம சாஸ்திரமே ஸ்ருணு பாப பயாபகம்னா let us say it will be a multiple of 12.
Okay.
12, 24, 36. So it could be a 36 syllable, 36 matra. So you can't add, subtract anything from that. So chando nushtup, anushtup chandaha. Chandaha is singular, chandas is plural. So chando nushtup. அவகிரஹாவோட இருக்கு. The do வந்து இழுக்கணும். You have to drag the do. Chando nushtup tatha devo.
छन्दो नुष्टुप् तथा देवो छन्दो नुष्टुप् तथा देवो
Bhagavan devaki sutah.
भगवान् देवकी सुतः भगवान् देवकी सुतः
Chando nushtup tatha devo. Bhagavan devaki sutah.
छन्दो नुष्टुप् तथा देवो भगवान् देवकी सुतः
Amritam shudbhavo bijam.
अमृतां शुद्धवो बीजम् अमृतां शुद्धवो बीजम्
Shaktir devaki nandanah.
देवकी नन्दनः
Ki devaki dirgham. Shaktir devaki nandanah.
शक्तिर्देवकी नन्दनः शक्तिर्देवकी नन्दनः
Have I taught you in this class Bijam, Shakti, Kilakam and all? Not in this class. Okay. So without going into too much of detail, you can watch the other class video. Whenever you chant anything, when you do a Parayanam, you typically start with a declaration statement. What shloka or mantra that you're going to do the japa of. The declaration statement. Then you start declaring who is the author. Author means it's not somebody who has written it. Through which rishi you learned this. You got this. So the Rishi is credited as the author. So Rishi, then you talk about the Chandas, which meter you're going to chant it, and what Devata you're praying or worshipping or praising. So Rishi, which you keep in the top Shirasla. Chandas, you keep it like this. If you see the hand is like curved, it is kept in front of the mouth. Then you do the heart, that is the Devata that you are worshipping. Heart, again, I've told many people, like it is a rib cage that goes like this, like a U and comes back. Right below the U, there is a soft spot. That is where the heart is. Most people keep their heart here because we are taught like this. The heart is not on one side, heart is in the center. So, Devaki, this thing. Then you talk about Bijam Shakti Keelakam. Bijam is the seed. Shakti is the power, the energy. So Bijam is the matter, Shakti is the energy. Keelakam is the unlocking power of the mantra or the shloka. So everything which is having life, including us, we started from a seed. Correct? And if just the seed was there was no life in that. There was no prana. You would not have grown from a seed to a full-blown human body. Correct? So the power of that mantra has to be unlocked. Again, all that we are talking is within us, outside us. So when you chant, it has the impact within you and it has the impact around you, people who are listening to what you're chanting. So, Amritan Shuddh Bhavo Bijam. If you want, you can do the positioning of the Bijam also. The Bijam is typically above the right breast, right nipple. Shakti is left. This is my right hand. By the way, it's a front camera, so don't get confused. This is right. This is left. Keelakam is somewhere between the heart and the Nabhi, midpoint. So Bijam, Shakti, Keelakam. It's always a triangle. Okay. There are certain places where actual parts position will be shown. I will tell you when we come to it. But this is the alternative position. When you are in a public, this is what you do. When you are privately practicing it, I will teach you what methods and where to position those things. But for now, you can remember this. So you must have been chanting this from childhood, right? But you never realize what it is. So the idea is to learn what it is. That is how you get the power of the mantra or shloka. Trisama hridayam tasya.
Hridayam tasya. Hridayam tasya.
Shantyarthe viniyojyate. Trisama hridayam. You can keep your this thing in the heart. Then Shantyarte the viniyojyate. You can do like this or you can just keep it like this. Both are okay. Okay. Now there are only 2 minutes, so I'm going to finish the whole shloka and then you can repeat it twice. Vishnum Jishnum Mahavishnum Prabhavishnum Maheshwaram. Vishnum Jishnum Mahavishnum Prabhavishnum Maheshwaram Aneka Rupa Daityantam Namami Purushottamam. 2 nuances here. Aneka Rupa. You have to put the Dirgham. Don't rush there. Rupa Daityantam. Dai Dirgham. Namami Purushottamam. Tamam. Rendu irukanga. So 2 parts. Aneka Rupa Daityantam Namami Purushottamam. Super. We logically stop here up to Shloka 22. What Sri Vedavyasa said, we will start from there in the next class. I hope it is useful. If there is any feedback, you want me to go fast, slow, not give so much detail, keep giving feedbacks. I can do course corrections. Okay, va?
It's perfect as it is.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Have a good day.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
so much.
Good night. Bye-bye.